Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Peace Seekers here on Circle of the Earth Fellowship, as well as simulcasting on Take on the World. Hope everyone that is joining us today is having a good start of their week. And we're going to start it with some peace seeking when it comes to the Apocrypha and what information we can glean from it. So good to see y'all all at the start of this week. And for those following the Zadok calendar, we got Passover coming up in a couple days. And pretty cool. We're going to get to be around a few people that we've seen in chat. We got Eighth Year Old Creations here in town. We also have Tyler Porter coming out. So it's going to be awesome to be able to partake and break bread with them, you know, in remembrance of not only the past, but also the promise of the future. So we're super excited about that. And I hope y'all are excited as well for those who are celebrating. And then happy Passover to those who have already celebrated on those other calendars. And I don't want to get into the whole calendar debate. We kind of just do what it seems like it is. And I know there's so many arguments. But without getting into that, we're going to get into some reading. So like last time, and the previous times, I should say, we are going to do a quick reading. I'm going to read through the whole thing. We'll have a brief discussion at the end. So if you'd like to join, there is a Discord link in the description of this video. Is there? I think I need to add those in. I apologize. Let me... But on the main page, you can definitely get a link to our channels, to the Discord, if you'd like to join the discussion. But anyways, we'll get into the reading, a brief discussion, and it'll be a pretty short video because just looking at it, it looks like it's only 2 chapters long. So unless those chapters are lengthy, it might be a pretty short reading. So we'll read it, discuss it, and call it a stream. So yeah, let's get into that. I'll bring this up big for everyone and get rid of that. And we are reading from the Testament of Issachar. Now, if you see like, oh, you haven't read these before, I actually haven't read these. What I do for the thumbnails, like you see in my background here, is I take a scripture and I put it into Adobe AI. And I do some parameters like a landscape and some certain things to give it the looks that it has. But I think it's cool that you get these beautiful pieces of art from these, from these descriptions within the chapters themselves. So that's why I have looked at them, but I haven't really read them outside of just looking for signifiers to make it so. Anyways, let's get into it. So we are going to jump to chapter 1. I'm going to go ahead and put this in chat. So if anyone is interested in reading along using what I am using, which is sacredtext.com, you'll have the ability to do so. And if not, then no worries. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is the Testament of Issachar. And it says the 5th son of Jacob and Leah. And then chapter 1, it says Issachar, the 5th son of Jacob and Leah, the sonless child of hire for mandrakes. He appeals for simplicity. So I'm going to take a drink of water really quickly. Get my throat clear. And we will get into it. All right. Testament of Issachar, Chapter 1. The copy of the words of Issachar. For he called his sons, and he said to them, Hearken, my children, to Issachar your father. Give ear to the words of him who is beloved of the Lord. I was born the 5th son to Jacob, by way of hire for mandrakes. My beautiful wife just brought me some coffee, so that was the break in there. I'm going to just kind of step back and read it again. So here we go. I was born the 5th son to Jacob by way of hire for the mandrakes. For Reuben my brother brought in mandrakes from the field, and Rachel met him and took them. And Reuben wept, and at his voice Leah my mother came forth. Now these mandrakes were sweet-smelling apples, which were produced in the land of Haran below a ravine of water. And Rachel said, I will not give them to thee, but they shall be to me instead of children. For the Lord hath despised me, and I have not borne children to Jacob. Now there were 2 apples, and Leah said to Rachel, Let it suffice thee that thou hast taken my husband. Wilt thou take these also? And to Rachel said to her, Thou shalt have Jacob this night for the mandrakes of thy son. And Leah said to her, Jacob is mine, for I am the wife of his youth. And Rachel said, Boast not, and vault not thyself, for he espoused me before thee, and for my sake he served our father 14 years. And had not craft increased on the earth, and the wickedness of men prospered. Okay, let me read that again. Apologize. I'm going to actually take a drink of coffee and then a drink of water. So give me just a few seconds. Hopefully my sipping is not annoying or it cannot be heard. Or maybe you're sipping along with me too. Let's go ahead and continue. And had not craft increased on the earth, and the wickedness of men prospered, thou wouldst not now see the face of Jacob. For thou art not his wife, but in craft wert taken to him in my stead. But in craft wert taken to him in my stead. And my father deceived me, and removed me on that night, and did not suffer Jacob to see me. For I had been there, this had not, for had I been there, this had not happened to him. Nevertheless, for the mandrakes, I am hiring Jacob to thee for one night. And Jacob knew Leah, and she conceived and bare me. And on account of the hire, I was called Issachar. Then appeared to Jacob an angel of the Lord, saying, 2 children shall Rachel bear, inasmuch as she hath refused company with her husband, and hath chosen continency. I'm lost. Insomuch as she hath refused company with her husband, and hath chosen continency. And had not Leah, my mother, paid the 2 apples for the sake of his company, she would have bore 8 sons. For this reason she bare 6, and Rachel bare the 2. For on account of the mandrakes, the Lord visited her. For he knew that for the sake of children she wished to company with Jacob, and not for lust of pleasure. For on the morrow also she again gave up Jacob. Because of the mandrakes, therefore, the Lord hearkened to Rachel. For thou she desired them, she kept them not. For thou she desired them, she kept them not, but offered them in the house of the Lord, presenting them to the priest of the Most High, who was at that time. When therefore I grew up, my children, I walked in uprightness of heart, and I became a husbandman, for my father and my brethren, and I brought in fruits from the field according to their season. And my father blessed me, for he saw that I walked in rectitude. Okay. And my father blessed me, for he saw that I walked in restitude. Okay, oh my gosh. And my father blessed me, for he saw that I walked in restitude before him, And I saw not a busybody in my doings, nor envious and malicious against my neighbor. I never slandered anyone, nor did I censure the life of any man, walking as I did in singleness of eye. Therefore, when I was 35 years old, I took to myself a wife, for my labor wore away my strength, and I never thought upon pleasure with women, but owing to my toil, sleep overcame me. And my father always rejoiced in my rectitude, because I offered through the priest to the Lord all the first fruits, then to my father also. And the Lord increased 10,000-fold his benefits in my hands. And also Jacob my father knew that God aided my singleness. For all the poor and oppressed I bestowed the good things of the earth in the singleness of my heart. And now hearken to me, my children, and walk in singleness of your heart. For I have seen in all that is well-pleasing to the Lord. The single-minded man coveteth not gold, nor give me a second, guys. Alrighty. The single-minded man coveteth not gold. He overreacheth not his neighbor. He longeth not after manifold dainties. He delighteth not in varied apparel. He doth not desire to live a long life, but only to waiteth for the will of God. And the spirits of deceit have no power against him, for he looketh not on the beauty of women, lest he should pollute his mind with corruption. There is no envy in his thoughts. No malicious person maketh his soul to pine away, nor worry with insatiable desire in his mind. For he walketh in singleness of soul, and beholdeth all things in uprightness of heart, shunning eyes made evil through the error of the world, lest he should see the perversion of any of the commandments of the Lord. Keep therefore, my children, the law of God, and get singleness, and walk in guilelessness, not playing the busybody with the business of your neighbor, but love the Lord and your neighbor. Have compassion on the poor and the weak. Bow down your back unto husbandry, and toil in the labors in all manners of husbandry, offering gifts to the Lord with thanksgiving. For with the first fruits of the earth will the Lord bless you, even as he blessed all the saints from Abel even until now. For no other portion is given to you than all the fatness of the earth, whose fruits are raised by toil. For our father Jacob blessed me with the blessings of the earth and of firstfruits. And Levi and Judah were glorified by the Lord, even among the sons of Jacob. For the Lord gave them an inheritance, and to Levi he gave the priesthood, and to Judah the kingdom. And do ye therefore obey them, and walk in singleness of your father. For unto Gad hath it been given to destroy the troops that are coming upon Israel. Man, so beautiful. Chapter 2. And leaving guilelessness, will draw near to malice. I totally missed one. Know ye therefore, my children, that in the last times your sons will forsake singleness, and will cleave unto insatiable desire, and leaving guilelessness will draw near to malice, and forsaking the commandments of the Lord, they will cleave unto Beliar, and leaving husbandry they will follow after their own wicked devices, and they shall be dispersed among the Gentiles, and shall serve their enemies. And do you therefore give these commands to your children, that if they sin, they may the more quickly return to the Lord. For he is merciful and will deliver them, even to bring them back into their land. Behold, therefore, as ye see, I am 126 years old, and am not conscious of committing any sin. Except my wife, I have not known any woman. I have not committed fornication by the uplifting of my eyes. I drank not wine to be led astray thereby. I coveted not any desirable thing that was my neighbor's. Guile arose not in my heart. A lie passed not through my lips. If any man were in distress, I joined my sighs with his, and I shared my bread with the poor. I wrought godliness. I wrought godliness all my days. I kept truth. I loved the Lord, likewise also every man with all my heart. So do you also these things, my children, and every spirit of Belair shall flee from you, and no deed of wicked man shall rule over you. And every wild beast shall ye subdue, since you have with you God of heaven and earth, and walk with men in singleness of heart. And having said these things, he commanded his sons that they should carry him up to Hebron, and bury him there in the cave with his fathers. And he stretched out his feet and died at a good old age, with every limb sound, with his strength unabated. He slept the eternal sleep. Oh gosh, very, very beautiful, guys. I very so much enjoyed that. I hope y'all enjoyed that too. Wow, very, very beautiful indeed. So let's bring and drop this. What do I need to do? Oh, over here, silly. Oh no, it is over here. Let's bring this up and bring me up. Sweet. Alrighty. So, wow, so beautiful. Some things like that you didn't know, right? Like we've heard Issachar before. We've seen it in the Canon 66, right? And very interestingly enough, right? It's details that really explore the character, not the character, the person, the human, who was Issachar, the fifth son of Jacob and Leah. And it's so interesting to get all these different insights because, we have this man who was conceived in kind of in such a way, and his brother as well. But it's interesting that this was all brought up, right? Because obviously this is an important kind of fact about Issachar and where he comes from. And we even know his name, as it says in this scripture, is derived from that exchange of the fruit for the hire of producing two seeds. And then we see Leah's heart, where she doesn't even keep those for her and hers. She offers them up to the high priest at the time as first fruits, right? And then we see that then Issachar is blessed with that blessing that he produces these first fruits, and that then for Leah's and Jacob's son created a desire in his heart to produce those first fruits for the Lord, because of the that whole interaction with the Lord coming and being like sending the Lord coming, an angel coming and saying, hey, the Lord is pleased with this, and the blessings that we see Issachar get from that. And then not only that, but his heart. And so it's really cool because it says he was sinless here, right? And what's interesting is, people will say that it's impossible, and I'm not in any, Yeshua is the only begotten Son of the Father. He is the Son of the Most High. He is the Son of Man. He's the Son of God. Like, I'm not taking away that, but I'm just saying, like, people say, "Oh, you can't do this." Well, I think if the harder you work at that muscle, right, the stronger you make it. And I think as people who seek the truth as well have kind of figured out, is like, hey, there's been rabbit trails that we've gone down that didn't lead to exactly to truth. And or we went too far, we took that left instead of the right, or whatever the case might be, and we kind of went into a realm where it's maybe not provable, it's hearsay, it kind of muddies the water of what's actually going on. And we're all guilty of that. And but that being said, looking back at the chapter, we see that he has this great heart, and he is listing off all the things that's happening, right? And I would take these as correct statements. I think a lot of people within the main line might be of Christianity might be offended by that, for the pure spot of, like, saying he's sinless, and it's like, oh no, there was only one person that did it perfect. And we can't we can't say that it's impossible to be sinless when we know at least one person does it. This is claiming that there was another person that did it. And of course, we got more chapters to go. So maybe there was others that were able to live an uprighteous life. They were given the tools by their parents and the blessing of the Father, and they walked in obedience. And so they were blessed by walking in that obedience. And I really loved in, chapter 1. Let me go back real quick and bring it up again. I really loved that in chapter 1, where he talks about the drinking, and the drinking and this part. One second, guys, my children. Okay, so right here, it's right here, I think. Okay, yeah, this was actually, it's not about drinking, it's about, so it says, and the spirits of deceit have no power against him, for he looketh not on the beauty of women, lest he should pollute his mind with corruption. For if no envy is in his thoughts, no malicious person maketh his soul to pine away, nor worry with insatiable desire in his mind. For he walketh in singleness of soul. So he's like telling you, like, there's kind of these, and definitely for men, right? If you're looking unto the beauty of women, that is a very quickly, it makes you very quickly acceptable to the spirit of deceit. And we see, like, the benefit of when you follow the Father's commandments, the blessings it brings, not only to your individual life, right, but to around you, to where when you're going out into the field, you can subdue any animal. When you're growing in your husbandry for the ground, you are producing beautiful first fruits, and then you have a desire and a heart to then give those first fruits to the Lord. And so, of course, that looks a little different with us today, because it's like the temple's, in the third heaven, and we can't just go up there and give it. But we keep those things. We do it in a way that represents knowing one day that promise is going to be fulfilled. So, sweet. Awesome. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the reading. I hope y'all gleaned something from it, or have a desire to go back and check something out and read it for yourself. you should look. I posted the link to the sacred text for this chapter if you want to go back and read it yourself or look into it. But yeah, awesome. All right, guys, thank you for being here. I hope you all have a great week coming up. And may ABBA keep and bless you. And happy Passover again to those who are celebrating it and to those who have celebrated it. Until next time, guys, remember that ABBA loved you first. Have a good day. Bye.
Your glory, conceal a mystery. You give us the honor to search a matter. You raise up a standard to beat back our enemy. You establish this realm, and like a scroll you spread it out. Dig deep, searching.